My name is Ruben Camp. I'm the CEO and original founder of Dark Horse Tech. We work for over 1,400 dental practices all across the United States. And something we want to talk about today about zero trust and why it's so important is because healthcare is a very strong attack vector for these hackers because of the data that our clients have and dental practices have. And so they'd rather go after something like that rather than an auto mechanic. Zero trust is different than typical or traditional network and security methodologies. Once you are, type in your password and you're in the environment, that's the end of the cycle. Zero trust really comes down to a trust but verify standpoint. Zero trust really meaning trust twice, measure once, cut twice type deal. So when we're talking about zero trust, it means an extra level of verification. Dental practices are becoming each year a bigger and bigger threat for breaches and cybersecurity issues because hackers have now gotten enough of them under their belt, and they realize that dental practices are usually not these giant corporate infrastructures that have huge budgets to spend on IT and firewalls and backups. So they have been one of the most targeted industries and sectors of healthcare because dentists a lot of the time are skimping on security, and so they have to pay the ransom, which is the entire point of giving somebody ransomware is you want them to pay you. A zero trust approach helps practices achieve HIPAA compliance or contribute to their overall HIPAA compliance. Really, in the security role, right? When we talk about security rule, we're talking about all the IT stuff, right? So in there, and more rules are coming out this year that are going to make some of the optional things, some of the addressable things mandatory. So we're going to be changing the industry here a little bit. But when we talk about zero trust, we're talking about access to a practice, right? It's how easy is it to get into a practice? And then obviously, once a hacker is in the practice, they can deliver their payload, which is ransomware. So zero trust just adds another layer of security. So it's really, really hard for something that's common these days, which is a front desk person that's really busy answering phones, talking to patients, accidentally clicks on a link and lets the hackers right in. Practices that rely on outdated security models and let's say have been hacked before are 75% more likely to be hacked again, right? They, for some reason, they know that a dentist that gets hacked is more likely than not to think, oh, what are the chances they get me again? It's actually the opposite. They're saying, oh, this person fell for it again. They're probably, not going to do all the things they need to do to secure their environment. So we're going to keep them on our list. And after a period of time, we're going to go after them again. So it's really important to keep up to date and not skimp on anything in terms of, let's say, especially what the federal HIPAA law says you already have to have. So might as well just check that box. For practices looking to increase their capabilities of their cybersecurity and HIPAA compliance approach, and get started with Dark Horse Tech, the easiest way is to go to our website and fill out a form. That will tell us who you are, how we should contact you, email, call, text, and then we can set up a time to do an assessment of your practice, show you exactly where you're at. If you have an IT company, we can show you where the gaps are, or give you that second, gut check to say like, yeah, no, these guys are doing things the right way, right? There's a lot of really good IT companies out there. We like to think we're also one of them.